Can you push the got it? Yeah, thanks.
Is there another one in the back?
Can you see the screen share?
Yes.
Okay. It's a screen shares. Also, there's the book. Later yoga sadhana beginning there too. Oh, Mother Saint Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and the self-love establish them in the still ones of us, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Oh, Mother Saint Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and the self-love establish them in the still ones of us, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dala Danwara Zebe Da Nobara Zebe Ge Tarba Dan Dam Je Jembe Barde Jubara Zeba Dam Je Zo Zebe Manam Ka Dan Yambe Simje Dam Je Dewa Dan De Dongar Dan Jaren Yorde Lana Me Ba Yang Da Ba Zobe Zanjo Rumbo Je Do Baraza thus, under I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. We take refuge in the kind rule Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, the Dakinis, and the Dhamma gardens, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Enter I attain the heart of enlightenment. I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and the likewise the example of Bodhisattvas. As previous Buddhas embodied enlightened mind and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path. I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, being able to bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge unto enlightenment reach. By the merit of Janarasta and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all Mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas and the 10 directions. Those who are already reaching Tathangata state, those who are reaching it at present, and those Tathangata still to come. Through the power of Samanthabhada's prayers, may all Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I prostrate to them, multiplying my body as many times as there are atoms of the earth. In each atom, I visualize as many Buddhas as there are atoms. Surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas, thus all space is filled with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas, I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands of music, anointing oils, manifesting light and fragrant incense. I make offering to them of fine garment, perfume, and purple, high, most moon, orange, and the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and the most extensive offerings and offer them with the great faith to all Buddhas. I prostrate to Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samanthabhada. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to power of anger, desire, and ignorance.
I rejoice
in the merit of all the Buddhas and the 10 directions of the great Bodhisattva and the Pakshika Buddhas. Those who attain Arasha, those who entire the path of Arasha and all other beings. I recourse to all great protectors and the Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma.
to the high will of Dhamma as the light
And leading them gradually to the enlightened state. Supplicate those Buddhas intend to pass into Parinirvana to living long for us many years as they are atoms of the earth, in order to benefit of all beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and prayer, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and strewed with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spirit mountain, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. As the Buddha fair, I offer it. May all residents attain the happinesses of Buddha fairs. To the Lama who possesses the three kayas, I offer the altar in all the sacred offerings, with my body, worth, and all that is visible. Please grant me supreme realization, enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Rinamendra Labunza Manga Samandra Savaran Samaye Aho. Equal refuge, honoring word, your firm provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor, Vajradhara, we do adore. I bow at the feet of Father Jikin Songo. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessing. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the liberal nature of man. Please stand aware of the Dharma of the two vehicles and the combination according to this possession and likewise the mental capacity of a sentient beings. Page 32. The deity yoga sadhana, page 32. Manjushri. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, free of clouds of two worlds, and perceived the various steps of knowledge in the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has a compassion for beings who suffering from the darkness of ignorance and the pursuing of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclap against those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma. Through the 60 branch of Haramanes' speech, he wears the wisdom sword to cut the settling of suffering and to dispel darkness of confusion. In the Bodhisattva's form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and the perfect in body of all knowledge. I supplicate you, usually adorned by 112 sons of Buddha to dispel darkness of my ignorance. Wangi Shoremo, Om 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 Wangi Shoremo. Om Wange Shore Om Arapaza Nade Om Arapaza Nade Om Arapaza Nade Om Arapaza Nade Om Arapaza Nade. You who are the perfect, beautiful body, whose flame of wisdom blesses, and the dispel darkness of worldly ignorance, I supplicate before you and press to you, Manjushri. Tange doje jaje reise dong yin je me do de je bon jong ba ser je len bo tao re ji be ge sha je jar be ya la so wan de do je jiang je de lo na ro dang ma kwa ma la chi je gan bo ba Pamo Rupa Jarwai Digombe Gaja Lama Nala Zorwan De Rome Jija Yen Orang Ne Dizom Sanje Genja Ngowonye Ransem Jiga Ngozon Donze Be Zawe Lame Javla Zorwan De. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Kempo.
Morning, everyone. So no. Stage of meditation. Stage of meditation, waking the mind. Okay, so this one has a introduction, main body of the text, conclusion. So we are in the main body of the text, how to meditate on the four thoughts that turn the mind. Do you remember that? Four thoughts meditation?
Yes.
Actually, we have to take tests. What is the first, second, third? And what is the 10 domains, right? 8 freedom, 10 domains. So then, yeah, everyone says yes. So we don't have to take tests. Everyone is a past. Four thoughts meditation. So that means all here is practitioners. Who has four thoughts meditation? That person is called the practitioner. And then how to meditate on love. Do you remember that? Then nobody say yes, no. Okay, quiet. Okay, right? How to meditate love. Do you remember that part? And then how to meditate compassion. And how to meditate on bodhicitta. So that 1, 2, 3, 4 chapter is called the method part, method. Relative to the bodhicitta. Then how to meditate on shamatha, how to meditate on vipassana, how to meditate on development stage of scaffolding, how to meditate on the completion stage of wisdom. So last 4 chapter part of the wisdom. So this wisdom, first 4 chapter is method, last 4 chapter is wisdom. So now we finish all the first 4 chapter method. We are in the wisdom chapters. So wisdom chapter has 4 chapters. We finish the first 2. Now we are the third, how to meditate on the development stage of scaffolding. So chapter 7, wisdom chapter is chapter 3. That chapter is actually hardest part, I think. Do you agree or no? So if you're going to study very detail, it's hard, very hard. But to use this stage of meditation, not that hard, very simple, easy. So hardest is you bring to very simple, easy, put in the practice using this stage of meditation. I also mentioned a couple of times in this generation stage part is this from this stage of meditation. This one is the very contains, I mean the short and essence performed. Almost you cannot find any other books like this because all this different generation stage are read many different kind. So some easy like we need, and we can put in for our practice. So some very important sections are put into this stage of meditation, generation stage, this book. So when I read more, and also I have more devotion this stage of meditation book, and read more and study more, and actually, of course, every time is going more learning, study, and kind of I also get more understanding. So during the first time, I didn't remember I put so good all this information inside here in this book. So now I'm sharing this teaching again and again, I recognize. So long as you study in this book, especially generation stage, you understanding what Vajrayana teaching. So also essence of the Vajrayana teaching, everything is included in this section. So this is not followed by lineage and one lineage. So this is cover all the Vajrayana teachings. And also we talk about Vajrayana teaching has 9 different level tantra, 9 different level yanas in Vajrayana teaching has. Everything is included into this book. So not really go to specific one, just generally bring all these 9 yanas and all the lineages, practice, yadam deity is together. So long as you understanding this generation stage, then you can use for wrath for deity practice. You can use for peaceful deities. You can use for this like magnetizing, increasing all these 4 different activity Buddhas, sadhana, practice, the same idea. So you can use this teachings for everything, covered for all this Buddha's activity is different deities. So then we already talked about this section, follow the ground, path, and the result. So Vajrayana practice, not talking about you have become enlightened something. We are all actually all enlightened, and we are Buddha on beginningless time until now already. So we didn't recognize that, and we didn't recognize we are Buddha. So that's why on the ground means all beings in the ground is Buddha. But on the path, discovering, we don't recognize we are Buddha on the ground means like first, every being has a Buddha nature, everyone is Buddha, but we don't recognize that. On the path, we're discovering that. So on the path, then we're sharing these teachings, levels, outer level practicing, inner level practicing, secret level practice. So that is followed by on the path. Result, then discovered, accomplishments. So grown path recognized inseparable. So no ordinary people, for us, we have a separate ground result. Path is discovering, ground result is inseparable. Means like what right now we have, result means like we discover that true nature, accomplishments. So we don't find something new, but we discover what we have. That's the Vajrayana teaching idea. Then this practice, we already talked about generation stage and purify impure perception. Impure perception is transformed to the pure perception. So that's why we visualize the whole universe is Buddha's pure line, and our place, live houses, visualize Buddha's palace, And inside there, we visualize ourselves as a Buddha. So that's the followed by generation stage. And we visualize ourselves as a Buddha. It's called self-generation stage. Then this Vajrayana teaching followed by actually self-generation, front generation, and West generation. 3 generation meditation, different we using practice. So long sadhana has a separate. Long sadhana, self-generation, front generation, and also sometimes a West. Means we have West, like usually in this empowerment ritual using Shuran Rom have West. So that's visualize the Buddha. And so some rituals, especially empowerment ritual, we have to visualize the West is top of the West, then visualize the Buddha, then Buddha is become melting or dissolved to in the West, become all nectar, into the West. So that's going to usually give blessing for, we receive the blessing from the West. Is actually is Buddha practice. When we practice Buddha, visualize the top of the West, and then that dissolve, become nectar into the West, and then that blessing usually we receive. So that's also another way visualizing Buddha is the top of the West. 3 different usually we use visualizations. Front generation is we visualize Buddha in front of us, and then we practice. So that time also you can visualize yourself as Buddha too. Example, we have the Buddha Amitabha sadhana. We visualize Buddha Amitabha in front of us. Ourselves, we visualize forearm Chinrezek. So that's called the front generation. Focus with the front Buddha. Main Buddhas in the front. And then self-generation, you can do either way, 2 different, when we practice Buddha Amitabha example, you visualize Buddha Amitabha in front, yourself also Buddha Amitabha. So you don't have to visualize Buddha Amitabha in front of us and ourselves is Chinrezek. So visualize Buddha Amitabha. You can visualize Buddha Amitabha in front, yourself also Buddha Amitabha. Sometimes like we do ourselves is Buddha Amitabha, then we don't have to visualize in front. So that's either way is okay. For beginners, you visualize Buddha Amitabha in front and visualize ourselves as Buddha Amitabha. So you have support and in front. That's also sometimes helps for beginners. If you have very good use to practice, then you don't have to visualize in front. You can visualize yourself as Buddha Amitabha. So that's what we call the self-generation meditation. Then self-generation meditation, we already shared here. Also part of the stable divine pride meditation. So the meditation is not recreating something, we don't have. So that meditation means like what we have, we're discovering ourselves. Our true nature is Buddha Amitabha. That's why you can meditate Buddha Amitabha yourself. Your true nature is Tara, so that's why you can meditate yourself as Tara. Your true nature is Buddha Shakyamuni, that's why you can meditate Buddha Shakyamuni. If you don't have that true nature, then your meditation is incorrect. So something like black color, you meditate white color, so it's like we said, not incorrect. because it's black, relatively black color, you cannot meditate white. So the we visualizing is not just, we don't have something we're doing. We have already, so we using the method and the discovering what we have. So that's why all this yadam deities true nature we have. And that's why we can visualize ourselves, all these different deities, yadam deities, because true nature is not different, or is the same. Our mind is the same as the mirror, and the yadam deity is like same as the form body appeared to in the mirror. So our mind can be transformed to Buddha Amitabha. Our minds can be transformed to Vajrasattva. Our minds can be transformed to Chenrezig, Manjushri, all these either Buddhas, because we have all this true nature. So that's why the generation stage and especially self-generation meditation is correct, not incorrect, just something we don't have, we not doing that. What we have, we use the method discovering our true nature. So that's you have to understand. And then usually, mostly this sadhana has front generation and self-generations. West generation meditation is sometimes long sadhana has, but mostly they don't come separate sections. So usually empowerment sadhana always has empowerment ritual sadhana, especially the teacher who are going to bestow empowerment. So they have to practice, use this West visualize generation stage called self-empowerment meditation. Okay, so that's the note today. We are page 140.
Yeah, at the top.
Tense measure 140, page 140. Yeah, it's next there is the yoga of recitation. So we are in the yoga of recitation. So that section is most important part too. Actually, of course, everything is important here. We cannot pick up anything not important. Something not important and not be in this book too. Yeah. So that's why I always important because all important is in this book we have. Yeah. So we always chant the mantras. And this morning we practice Vajrasattva, and medicine Buddha is short. Only the press to Vajrasattva, press to, medicine Buddha. We didn't have all the long sadhana follow the generation stages. We chant the mantra. So that's also okay to do because you just visualize directly Buddha and then chant the mantra. So same as Vajrasattva we did every day we're doing. That's usually people who wanted to do different kind of Buddha's practice. They don't have time to do all the sadhana follow, from refuge, bodhicitta, generation stages, all these offerings, 7 branches, press, all the details that you don't have time to do. So you just do short prayer, like sometimes 4 sentences only, then chant mantra. That's also okay to practice yadam deity too. Then yesterday, we shared the part of this, the 3 aspects. So you have to remember that part is most important again. Yeah, we have to visualize clearly, vividly, and stable divine pride, and understand the recollection of purity. So long as you know that, then Vajrayana practice, what is easy, simple. So then Vajrayana, yesterday we shared about the Sutrayana, Vajrayana differences. So Sutrayana always finding solution is opposite. Vajrayana, so solution is using same method. So kind of like we talked like see ego into dot ego, anger into dot anger, attachment into dot attachment. So using that and positively, you know, not negatively. Usually all anger, attachment, ignorance, pride, jealousy, these 5 afflictive emotions are negative, but Vajrayana using positively 5 of these and the transform negatively. So that's the method Vajrayana practice. Then Vajrayana, this you know, the sutra both is same. No one except, you know, negative emotion. So sometimes Vajrayana say transform. So you don't have to abandon no virtuous deeds, negative. So that means people misunderstand, oh, we don't have problem with the negativity as long as you practice Vajrayana. That is misunderstanding. Vajrayana practice, no virtue negativity is not negative one. Use the positive. So change it to the positive. I have the teaching. I shared that one. It's in the learning Buddhism, the chapter talk about the 3 yanas. I think you read that one. In there we talk about this 3 yana differences. I give the example there. It's the poison tree. It's in your yard. Do you remember that? If you have poison tree in your yard, you have many kids. So what are you going to do? So you really careful, right? The kids don't get the poison, you know, fruit, and no touch to that. That's why you really scared the poison tree. So you try to get rid of poison tree. You don't want poison tree in your yard. So then what you do is poison tree, you digging all the way root, take to somewhere else, no one get. So 100% destroyed. So get rid of. So that is the so Hinayana method. We say Telowade method. And basic Buddha's teaching. So that method using for beginner. Beginners, we have to get rid of our emotions. You really cannot change, transform. That is too hard. So same is like kids play with the tigers, you know, not possible, right? Tiger is very strong and the kids don't have that strength. And you fighting with the kids fighting with the tiger, is you going to lost. So that's why same like that, you cannot transform the emotion change. So that's why we have to get rid of emotions. Then second is called Mahayana practitioners. Poison is in your yard. So you don't want that be in the yard because you want to get rid of. You don't have to do hard work, and you just cut and put hot boiling water top of the tree is root, and everything's dried. So you don't have to digging all the two out, and you don't have to do much, like less work, but you use some method. So that is the Mahayana practitioners. And when we have anger, you know, use love and compassion, meditate using this method. So anger is purifying. Then Second is this generation. Third is a generation stage method. In the posing trees in your yard, so you don't want it in your yard, then everyone says you have to get rid of. Then the doctor comes. Doctor is like who can create the medicine, like not giving the medicine, right? Someone who kind of science doctor, so who create the medicine. And then he say, okay, we need this. We don't have to get rid of this tree. So I can use this trees like fruit, leaf, and branches. I can create medicine. So that person change to all this poison is changed to the medicine. So like that, this is a Vajrayana generation stage meditation method. We don't leave the poison, we change to that medicine. So like that, Vajrayana don't leave the negative. Negative is transformed to the positive. You don't have to get rid of. So that's always the generation stage method. The next way we're going to share completion stage. So completion stage is a different method. Everyone nervous, scared, they're talking about the poison tree. So peacock apple in your yard. Peacock eat all the poison tree, and then peacock is become more elaborated, colorful and radiant, and so it's become more strong. So like that is that is the Mahamudra Dzogchen practitioners. This 5 afflictive emotion is transformed to the 5 wisdoms, and the practitioners use that to become create wisdom. So that's the highest level completion stage meditation. All this teaching levels followed by individual capacity, and that's why we don't have same as if we eat poison we die. So that's why what we have to do, maybe we have to get rid of poison. So that means we are beginner practitioner. And these levels we have to look to ourselves capacity, not only to follow the teachings. Oh, I'm already Vajrayana because I receive already Vajrayana teaching. So we can receive Vajrayana teaching, but still our capacity is beginner. Because as long as emotion affected for us, that means we are beginner. We have to get rid of emotions, not play with emotions. Yeah. So you have to know which level you are. Follow the your own situation level. We have to look to our situation, not the pointing the teachings. We cannot say, oh, I already went to Tibetan Buddhism. I am Vajrayana practitioner. So this emotion and is okay for me. So then that is become okay or not. You really have to think about. You have to test with the poison first. If poison not affected you, then emotion not affected to you. So we can receive all these teachings, but still we are beginner level, not the Vajrayana practitioner. We create our habituating there. We create our karmic imprints, habituate, practice Yidam deity. So we cannot say, oh, I'm already practitioner. No, we are in the deity. The next there is the Yoga of Recitation, an aspect of enlightening speech. So deity Yoga of Recitation aspect of enlightening speech. When you receive empowerment, you have body empowerment, speech empowerment, mind empowerment. So the meditation up there mostly is our appearance is transformed. Appearance is transformed to the Buddha's form body, visualizing. So that is same as the body's empowerment. Visualize our form also Buddha. So this one is same as the speech empowerment. We create our enlightening speech. Ordinary speech is transforming to enlightening speech. So that's why it's a yoga of recitation, an aspect of enlightening speech. We create our enlightening speech. When we recite a mantra and the prayers, so we reciting every day like mantra prayers, we are purifying our grasping at ordinary mundane speech and all habitual imprints associated with this. So this reciting prayer and reciting mantra is purifying. It's called purification. That is purification. What are we purifying? Our grasping at ordinary mundane speech. So grasping at ordinary mundane speech create samsara karmic imprints. So due to that, we are stuck in samsara. That section is easy to create. We can easily create, the speech, grasping at ordinary mundane speech is very easy to create because we like to talk. Yeah. And some people talk endless. So no one can endless mantra, right? Everyone talk endless speech, talk. And then we all the time, even you don't talk all the time, you're hearing TV, news, everything, right? Hearing songs. So this also all is called ordinary mundane speech too. Then you hearing these songs, you talk all the time. So this, what the problem is, we create habitual imprints, karmic imprints, samsaric karmic imprints. We create habituates. So then you create a habituate. Also, you grasping fixation to that too. When you hear the songs, you don't let go right ear to hear, left ear to let go, right? You holding that. So then that means you grasping fixation. Yeah. Just one word can you can take you to heaven, laughing, enjoy. One word can you take you to the harems, like cry, upset, right, anger. See, that means fixation to the words. Even person never do anything physically, but only use the words can take you to the heaven. You enjoy, happy, laughing. So one word can you can take you to in the harems because anger, hatred, right, upset, then cry. So that's all is come from the words. That means it's the grasping to the words, fixation to the words. And then ordinary, you usually even you don't have that kind of strong fixation grasping, but create a karmic imprints, habituate, samsaric, mundane speech, karmic imprints, habituate. So that's why we have to chant the mantra and the prayers. We chant the mantra and the prayers. It's purifying, see, our grasping at ordinary mundane speech and all habitual imprints associated with this. Then this grasping and ordinary mundane speech is not only this life we created. We created eons and eons lifetimes. We create this speech, and habitual karmic imprints. So that's why not easy to change. Even you hear these teachings, but we understanding still when you hear the songs, easily you fixation grasping to that. You cannot really say, I'm not going to fixation to the words and not grasping to the words. It's not easy for that. Even you chant mantra a whole day, but still you fixation grasping to the words. Because due to our so strong karmic imprints, many lifetimes in samsara. So not easy to get rid of that. But we chant the mantras, prayers, and they also have create karmic imprints too, create enlightening speech. So then you chant more mantra and more prayers. So then slowly, you changing, transform, become the song is used to mantra and prayers, easy to practice prayers, chanting, drawing mantras, easy to go into that direction. So that's we have to create. We cannot get rid of right away grasping fixation to the words. So our ability is practice Yadam Deity. When we practice Yadam Deity, chant the mantra and chant the prayers. So that's used to become more used to. Then we have more habituate. We have a habituate for spiritual, enlightening speech. So then that is become more strong, and strong, naturally less fixation, grasping to the ordinary mundane speech. Otherwise, like you say, I don't want my, fixation to speech and grasping to the words. You try to get rid out, but not possible. So not that easy to get rid of. Not the same as garbage. Garbage you can easily get rid of, throw away, right? But this, grasping and ordinary mundane speech is so strong already, karmic imprint, not that easy to get rid of. Only method is we have to chant the mantra and the prayers. Long as you used to that, then become, chant the prayers, mantras, and often you go that directions, then become you less mundane speech and less fixation to the ordinary speech and grasping to the ordinary speech. So we always, this speech is not that problem right away, but actually we so strong fixation grasping. Main point is because we heard the songs, easily fixation and grasping to that. So someone says something better words, right away we fixation grasping to that. And easily anger arises, yeah? So that's why we create enlightening speech. Enlightening speech is not only mantra. The transforming means all the song is transformed. All song is transforming is, hearing song is emptiness. Emptiness is a song, song is an emptiness. Emptiness is no other than song. Song is no other than emptiness. It's inseparable. So that means whatever you hear is, you recognize is emptiness. That is called Buddha's speech. Vajra's speech is emptiness. Vajra is always like representative, like symbol is Vajra is representative emptiness. So that's why hearing song is Vajra speech, means emptiness. When you hear the song, you recognize song is emptiness. You know fixation to that sound. You know grasping to that sound. So that means your song is transformed to the enlightening speech. And someone telling you really bad words, harsh words, and then you recognize that words is just emptiness. You know mind, no fixation, no grasping to that. So then the song is transformed to the Buddha enlightening speech. And then also same thing, you know, mantra chanting. Before the hearing song is a mantra means like someone telling you is harsh words, negative voice comes, then you recognize that song is a mantra. So you recognize that song is a mantra, then same time you have to recognize that that person also Buddha too. The mantra is come from Buddha, right? So that means like our enemies, we have to recognize Buddha. Vajrayana, you know, the practice power is change the perception. So ordinary person is transformed to the Buddha. If we cannot do that, then hard to hear all songs is mantra. Especially someone we don't like, you know, and the mind holding something, grasping fixation, you know, hatred to someone, that person says something, not easy to hearing the mantra, that song is not pleasant. So even you say, oh yeah, I'm going to hear that song's mantra, but your person is, you recognize still enemy, the song is never ever possible to mantra arise. So that's why first we have to transform this enemy is recognize our, you know, Buddha. Then song is become mantra. So song is become mantra, then we no fixation, no grasping to that. The song is become mantra, and they also they purify our karma. So that kind of voice is powerful, purify our karma, not only this life karma. Eon's karma can purified. If we really can practice that way, I mean the enemy, someone he treated wants to say something, the words is harsh words, then you visualize that person's Buddha, mantra is the song, whatever the person says, negative voice is transformed to mantra. If you have that ability, you can purify many, many lifetimes karma. So that word is become treasure. The words create, we are Buddha. But usually we don't want that, right? Actually, we want Buddha, but we don't want the causes of Buddha. We only want the result, but we don't want the cause. If you really want Buddha's cause, then we need this kind of voice. So then that kind of voice, the words really create, we are Buddha. They create us Buddha. So, but we can do that, right? Practice. That's why enemy is a treasure. Usually you study already way of Bodhisattva. And the Bodhisattva is very hard to find the enemies. And enemies is a treasure for them. Because the enemies create us Buddha. Our loved ones cannot create, we are Buddha. So our loved ones helping us create samsara. It's true, even if the people don't want to hear that, you know, don't want to know that. Truly, loved ones create we are in samsara. He treated ones, enemies create, we are Buddha. So enlightening cause is enemies. Samsara cause is loved ones. So loved ones means like, you know, attachment loved ones, not the unconditional love. But when we meditate, we use the attachment love and slowly that transform to the unconditional love. So you say, I'm going to get rid of attachment love. I'm going to practice unconditional love. That's not possible. Without the first flow, you cannot get in the second flow. So you need the first flow, then go up to second flow. like that, we use the attachment love and then use that bridge to unconditional love. So that's why when we meditate, we talk about all mother sentient beings, because we love our mother and use that. That means like you no fixation, you no grasping to your mother, but you use that you love, you have really love your mother, you use that, then that use that method bridge to these lower realms. Because like think about our mother, loved one, if falling into hungry ghosts, we cannot stay like relax and enjoy ourselves. If you really see our mother is falling into the hungry ghost, much ever we can do, you can do something, whatever you can do, you do action. So you don't just stay and relax dancing, and with other people drinking, right? And you do action, try to save your mother, free from hungry ghosts, because you love your mother. That's why our mother is use the example, the practice, like that is like helps like connect with the other realms. So you cannot grasp into only your mother. See, I want to only have my mother, no others. So then you use your mother, and then you see other hungry ghosts, hair realm beings also, or these beings also used to my mother. So then you connect with the others. That's why this first step is, of course, attachment love, and then you go into unconditional love meditation. So then this section, we think about I just told you, enemy create via enlightening person. Loved ones create via samsaric beings. So then in this section, practice, Buddha and the samsaric beings equal. Equal means like both give same benefit for via enlightenment. So when we are going to enlightenment, not only up to Buddha, we need all these sentient beings. So when you're going to practice generosity, we need these beings. When you practice morality, and we need all these sentient beings. Without these beings, we cannot accomplish generosity, we cannot accomplish morality. Then we're going to practice the patience. Without other beings, not possible to accomplish patience, practice patience. This all their practice is not come from Buddha, right? It's come from other beings, rely on other beings. Rely on other beings. So that's why we want to become Buddha, then we have to understand Buddha and all these beings, both helping us equally. We are enlightenment, create Buddha. So I don't care other beings, I only care Buddha. So never ever we can become Buddha. Yeah, so you say, I don't care Buddha, I care only all these other beings. That's also you cannot be enlightenment, because without the teaching, we cannot follow. And that's why other beings, Buddha is equally benefit us. So especially here, see this kind of practice, if you transform our enemies' words, it's changed to transform to the mantra, then that is directly creating we are Buddha. Very powerful, but very hard to practice that one. All habitual imprints associated with this. The mantra or recitation we are repeating again and again is agent of purification. So we chant the mantra prayers again and again. So that helps to see the mantra or recitation we are repeating again and again is the agent of purification, become more strong and strong, used to is purifying our speech obscurations. By repeating the mantra, we are creating the interdependence to awaken the result in Latin speech. So repeating mantra, why we have to chant, repeat again and again, right? Some people think that we have to chant again and again because we are creating speech. We create our enlightened speech. So right now is, this time, due to the technology, we can create easily enlightened speech another way, because you can always play in the mantra in your car or your home, so all the time you can create enlightened speech. So that's another support. But another technology, due to technology, you can create easily samsaric, mundane speech too, because you always watch the TV and news like that kind, that's hearing this also voice. Even you are staying only yourself, but you all the time hearing this voice. And that is creating mundane speech again. So it's dependent, right? Technology, if you use right direction, has a benefit. If you use wrong, and the negative. Positive, negative is dependent, not the object. So you cannot say, oh, this technology is bad, negative. You cannot say it's positive. Everything's up to individual. Some people can use positive because use all the mantras, and the technology use TV and we have so many different kind of teachings you can watch, and you can watch different kind of, like Buddha's movie, and they create many different sadhanas in the, in the kind of like short movies, so you can kind of watch that too. That also benefit too. So it's always dependent there. We all have these conditions very easily. We have lots of conditions. We have the samsaric mundane speech condition. We have enlightened speech conditions. Comparing to, ordinary terms, nowadays is more like these conditions we have. Through enlightened speech activity, we will be able to fulfill the purpose of sentient beings. So we chant this prayer, mantra, through enlightened speech activity. So when we become Buddha, also we create enlightened speech activity. We will be able to fulfill the purpose of sentient beings. Means like when we are become Buddha, we can share teachings for many beings, enlightened speech. If we don't create enlightened speech, then maybe one day we will become Buddha, so it's mute Buddha, right? So cannot benefit much. And that's why we have to create enlightened speech too. Then you can share teachings for million beings. Same as Buddha Shakyamuni. So that's why we have to chant the mantra and the prayers. Waking through enlightened speech activity, we will be able to fulfill the purpose of sentient beings. A specific reason for, so why the mantra specific for reason for? or benefit of reciting mantras is that we are calling, summoning the wisdom deity to us. So mantra is calling the name, calling the wisdom beings. So wisdom being has wisdom and compassion, love. They have immeasurable love, compassion, and wisdom. So then, same is mother love child, child calling the mother. So like that, we calling the wisdom beings. The mantra is the same as the name. So you call the name, you always have to react, right? And someone calling you, you have to say hi. Someone calling you your name, and you have to say something. You just not ignored. So like that, and we're calling the wisdom beings. They're just not relax in the feeling. They come to us because they have love and compassion. They have to rescue us. It's kids is for mother, and the mother not just watching that, right? Relax. Mother have to come to rescue their own kids like that. So we have to calling the Buddhas. Then they come to close to us. So that's why reciting mantra is like same is the calling the name. We calling the not the ordinary beings. We calling the enlightened beings. You calling the ordinary beings, then not benefit us. So we have to calling the enlightened beings. They come to us, rescue us. Calling, summoning the wisdom deity to us. Just as when we call someone by name, they naturally will come close to us. See, you calling the name, then you can connect with that person. Usually you go to city and the towns, we don't know these people's name, so we cannot connect with them, right? And you know someone's name, you call the name, the person right away acting, change you and talk with you, you can connect with that person. So if you don't know the name, so we cannot connect with the people because we don't know them. So like that, this wisdom Buddhas has love and compassion, but we have to connect with them. So that's why we have to chant the mantra, calling the names. Then we have become close to us wisdom Buddhas, not ordinary beings. We are close to with the wisdom Yidam deities. Wisdom being means Yidam deities. Wisdom, Tibet is called Yi and He. They have two words, Ye and He. The translation to English is called wisdom, but Tibetan words has more meaning, I think. I don't know wisdom, just wisdom. So Sanskrit is jnana. Jnana and Sattva. Actually, Sanskrit is called Jnana Sattva. That translation to Tibetan language is Ye and She. The English is called wisdom. So why means Ye? Ye is same as Sanskrit jnana. Here refers to knowing that the deity has always abided within us primordially. Tibet is called Ye means like always abide within us. What is always abide within us? Primordial wisdom is always being with us. Ye means so. Then Sattva. Sattva is He or courage as being. So she means like she is like Satawa. Satawa is Bodhisattva. Kind of we say Bodhisattva, Buddha. Satawa is courage beings, courageous beings. So Yishi means like we talk about her wisdom is translation to these two letters. And Jana and Satawa. See, Jana is always there. Our pro-model wisdom is always there. I'm beginningless time until now, we always there. So then Satawa is the enlightened beings, courageous beings. So we have first one, we don't have second one. Because we have first one is here refers to knowing. No, sorry. First one it says, okay, yeah, here refers to knowing that the deity has always abided within us pro-modally. That part we have always, but we don't recognize. First one, this wisdom beings means they already discovered that. And then second one we don't have. Courage as beings means like this. Buddhas, Bodhisattva has courage as because they benefit for others. Here refers to one who is devoid of the wrong view of dualistic grasping. So they are courage beings because they're this Bodhisattva Buddhas benefit for others. They're no grasping, own grasping, fixation to themselves. So they're only thinking about other beings. Here refers to one who is devoid of a wrong view of dualistic grasping. So the Bodhisattvas, no dualistic grasping, free from wrong view. And that's why they're courage beings. That is called wisdom beings. Then samadhi refers to mind's single-pointed intention without wavering. So Sanskrit is here is jnana satawa samadhi. So that is called wisdom beings. So that is called wisdom. Usually we say wisdom. Tibet is yishi. Sanskrit is here jnana satawa samadhi. Mind's single-pointed intention without wavering. The mind is always into the natural state, never distracting. No, never ever fixation to any object. Never grasping to any object. Never lost mindfulness. Never lost love and compassion for others. So that is called Buddha, always. To mind single-pointed intention without wavering. Then that is the Buddha. So we closing very close to the connect with these wisdom beings. We create, making friend with wisdom beings. We go away from samsaric beings close to wisdom beings. Samsaric beings create samsara, right? Wisdom beings create the enlightenment. So that's why we close to enlightened beings. They're just different ways looking, We have to connect with the enlightened beings, chant the mantra. Then approach level mantra accumulation. The mantra have different levels. So another is called approach level mantra accumulation. It's called approaching level mantra accumulation. Tibetan calls it Himpa. As we are discussing here, means bringing the wisdom deity close to your own mind stream. So Himpa means the wisdom deity and our mind become more connection, merging to close to our ordinary mind is connect with the enlightened Buddha's mind, more close to that. So that's called Nyempa. What we are discussing here means bringing the wisdom deity close to your own mind stream. Closer approach, more connect with, close to. So that's why it's like the Buddha is the same as a king. We are, the king's subject. Subject means just, first like you get king's citizen, country citizen. So still you don't know the king. You are getting the citizen, like take refuge, right? Citizen. And then you will become kings, like close to the person, like maybe you are part of some it's a like example is a government job. You have hired a government job, so that is another close again. And then you close to maybe cities levels. You go to more close and become minister, and then become con. So like that is the same as this approach means more close to connection to the Buddha wisdom beings. So that's the Tantra teaching, like different levels means like minister Tantra, coins Tantra, like that. Follow the. It's close to the Buddha, enlightened beings. Tibetan Nyingne called Nyempa means close to approach. Then Tibet is another, is called Nyenhi. Nyenhi means you are more close. Refers to the meeting of your mind with wisdom mind. Accomplishment. So Nyenhi means like you are more close to that. Accomplishment, Tibetan called Drupa. Then you are accomplishment. You can become king. You can become president, right? Like that. It's called accomplishment. Is not anymore. You are like in the secretary, like something. Government secretary. You are become in the accomplishments. You are become president. So like that. This is always followed by democracy system. Yeah. So you are become Buddha. You are become like president. So first you can be citizen, then you can get jobs, go to higher levels, and then you can be secretary of state, right? And that is a part of like Nyenhi. And then its accomplishments become you are president. So that means we have become Buddha. Tibet is called Drupa, refers to gaining mastery of the wisdom deity. So you have become accomplishments. We have become president. Great accomplishment. The Tibet is called Drupchin. So then great accomplishments, many people can get it's the president seat, but some people can benefit, some not that much. So also dependent, right? So that's why it's called Drupchin, means great accomplishment. You hold the the president chair seats, then you have to greatly benefit the country. So that is the called Drupchin. Accomplishment Tibet Drupchin refers to the accomplishment of the 4 enlightening activities. Then long as you have that seat, you have to use 4 different activities where benefit your citizens. So like that, when we have become Buddha and we have to great accomplishment, we have to benefit for others. Enlightening activities. Okay, so that's the followed by these mantras. Then all these different sadhana, according to different sadhana, has followed the mantras. Some is called Nyenhi, some is called Nyempa, some is called Drupa, some is called Drupchin. It's also some terms like change the mantras. And the big drupchin, big means like long sadhana. And we use for drupchin practice. Then first couple days, nyenpa. And then go to nyenhi. Then go to this drupa. Then go to drupchin means like you completion. And end of the day called drupchin. So this change the mantras too. So change mantra is like the main mantra is same, but like example Om Tare Tu Tare Tere, so we do the Tara drupchin mantra is there, but also some beginning there too sometimes. Nyenpa, Nyenhi, Drupa, drupchin is changing. Also sometimes like individual, like we practitioners like meditate. It's not change the mantra, but using same mantra is practicing, visualize, meditation, that part is changing. So that's all we cannot say like follow this way because it's due to the different sadhana always have different instructions. And then short sadhana, we don't have this all separate, just mantra. Means everything's there. So you don't have to like think about, okay, no, I'm doing Nyenpa, no, I'm doing Nyenhi, no, I'm doing Drupa, no, I'm doing Drupchin. So 4 different levels of mantra are there, right? You don't have to think about it, just chant and practice. So you get somewhere else. Okay. That part is Drupchin is like long sadhana. Refer to the accomplishment of the 4 enlightening activities. So 4 enlightening activities are pacifying, enriching, is increasing, monetizing, and destroying or subjugating. So that is called 4 enlightening activities. And Buddha has 4 enlightening activities. Then that's why never mistake. So this president's kings is always a mistake because they don't have these 4 activities. Yeah, don't expect everyone going to do great. Okay, it's always a human being who gets seated there. So not enlightening being there. Okay, this is a samsara's seat, not enlightening seat. President seat is a samsaric seat. Don't expectation too much there. And we have the expectation to get enlightening seat. They never do mistake because you have these 4 activities. That pro-modally accomplish the benefit of others. So then you can benefit for others. It is not always the case that all 4 of this stage of mantra accumulation will be included in a single practice text. See, not always have this sadhana has for these mantras. Could be Drupchin sadhana. Drupchin sadhana has these 4 different activities. I mean the 4 levels mantras, but usually our chant, usually using the sadhanas, we don't have that. But that mantra is included everything. Sometimes the short is more performed than elaborated ones. Short sadhana is for more practitioners. And the long sadhana is for beginners. We are practitioners, so we don't need a long sadhana. That's why we always using short sadhanas. Yeah, so we don't use long sadhana, too complicated. Good for short sadhana actually, for easy for us. The mantra recitation section of each practice text will be specifying which of these are being accomplished. So then the mantra recitation section of each practice text means each practice text will specify which of these are being accomplished. we using sadhana just directly go into the mantra, main mantra. So just we have to chant that whatever the in the sadhana mention about which mantra, we just practice that one. We don't have to think about what is the nyenhin, nyenpa, drupa, drupchin. It's hard for this go follow one by one. As you recite the syllables of the mantra in ongoing home, so when we recite the syllables of the mantra in ongoing home, fear that all the deities are chanting the mantra in these continuous songs. So when we chanting the mantra Om Taritu Tarituris, Om Taritu Tarituris, or maybe on what Om Bedza Sato, Om Bedza Sato, this the song syllable is like ongoing. And also this all the deities with us, and they're also chanting same mantra. Doesn't matter which deities. When you chant the Tara mantra, all the deities chant the Tara mantra. So Vajrasava also going to chant Tara mantra. And Medicine Buddha also chant Tara mantra. So that time, you know, all the deities the same together. The yesterday Gachin Rinpoche mentioned about, see, when you cannot practice all these deities, so many. So we receive always empowerment, different kind of Buddhas. I know all the time people say, I want that sadhana, I want to go into chant that practice. They are low their people only do 1 week after give up. No one doing that. But when you receive empowerment, they say, oh, I want this transformation. I want that sadhana. I want to know which mantra I have to chant. I want to do practice that. Then we give everything. They only less than 1 month, longest. They expired. So you then going to give a teacher give another empowerment. Students say, okay, I wanted that mantra. I wanted that practice, right? Then maybe 1 week expired, maybe 1 month expired. So like that always happening. You cannot keep going because it's too much. We know. You can receive this empowerment. Empowerment is like same is the purification, Vajrayana purification. Is great, so you can receive again and again, and also you can receive different Buddhas. Then we group generally, you know, practicing like organize different sadhanas. We join that. You have that opportunity to chant practice, but only yourself. So you just focus one sadhana, chant that. Then you chant the Tara mantra, all the Buddhas chant with you Tara mantra. So Vajrasava with you, Medicine Buddha be with you, and Vajrakalaya be with you, Yamitaka be with you, Manjushri be with you. You don't have to think about all the differences. So you chant one mantra is all included, everything there. So you really cannot follow all these different sadhanas, branches, like practices. Take long time, and we don't get this all resource too. Hard to get to do practice all these different ways. So the main point, you chant the main practice. All the Buddhas chant with you together, same mantra. So that's why here says, on going home, fear that all the deities are chanting the mantra in these continuous songs. All the deities means all the Buddhas, the chanting same mantra with you. So in these continuous songs, and that the universe and all beings within. Then, so not only the enlightened these beings chant the mantra. So no, all this universal, you know, mountains, rocks, trees, waters, elements, this all the flowers, everything is chant mantra for with you. Your house is chant mantra mantra for with you. Your chairs chant mantra with you. Your cars chant mantra with you. So all this, everything chant mantra with you. So you have to visualize it that way. That means like all songs is a mantra means. So even the universe and all beings within, even the tree phenomena, and that all is become deity, yadam deity, and that chant the mantra with you. So that become, see, all the form is Buddha, yadam deity. All songs is a mantra. So that is become like Vajrayana. This practice is completion or included everything together. Otherwise, you look to the tanka, only tanka statues, a chant mantra, not the other object. So then you not all song is a Buddha's form, right? And you wanted to hear your chanting voice and other some people chant mantra. That is a mantra. You don't want to hear the cars, songs, traffic songs, mantra. Then that time you're not receiving all the song is a mantra. So you receiving all song is a mantra means like traffics, cars, noises, all have to transform to the mantra. Then you don't have to run from the city to go to the high and somewhere remote area. So these practitioners, solid place means meditation place is the noisy, and it's a like kind of a like not really great area. So practitioner must be there to transform all this. Everything is Buddha's form body, and the song is Buddha's song. So we pick up some voices Buddha's songs, some voices we hit to that. So that means you are not transforming, receiving all songs as Buddha song. You know, receiving all songs mantra. Receiving all songs mantra means not only come from nature, even the cars, horns, also you have to receive the mantra. So that's why in Garjin Boche, when he take airplane, he said he like to stay in the, I think it's engine area, it's like make noises. So he's hearing all these songs of mantra. So then that song is ongoing, ongoing all the time. When you aboard the plane and enter land, the song is there all the time. So that is called ongoing song. So he like that. And we don't like that, right? That means we don't receive all the songs of mantra. If you really receive all the songs of mantra, then somewhere else like noisy, 24 hours going the noisy. So ongoing, like non-stop, that kind of place you have to practice. That's why we practice Drupchi means 24 hours ongoing home. Yeah, the song is ongoing. Mantra song. If you visualize in this way, the benefits and the power are greater. Then you really changing, transforming. Benefit, they have power. So then in pure, you really transform to the pure. Otherwise, we pick up the good songs, only Buddha's voice. Bad song is hatred to that, you stir fixation to the words. And the grasping, hatred to the words, not transforming. So then that time is we just not really practicing truly Vajrayana. Just we pretending practice Vajrayana. If you recite the mantra with a distracted, wandering mind, apart from the more benefit or of eroding some of the absorption of ordinary speech. So when we chant the mantras, of course, always mind is principle. So that's why here, if you recite a mantra with a distracted, your mind is distracted, wandering mind, apart from the mere benefit of eroding some of the obscuration of ordinary speech, we can just, could be they have a positive, but not much benefit. So with distraction, distracted wandering your mind and chant the mantra, there's not much benefit. That's why visualize all forms is Buddha's form. And all song is Buddha's speech has more power and more benefit. You will not derive the great Siddha accomplishments. So never ever going to become Buddha. Could be less speech obscurations, but that kind of practice never ever take you to the high realizer. So that's what drive the great Siddha accomplishment. Not possible, not drive the great Siddha accomplishments. Otherwise, I'm already Buddha, because I chant lots of mantra with the distractions together. Yes. So if I don't have distractions, I'm already Buddha. But with the distraction, chant the mantra have a benefit to take to the Buddha. I'm already Buddha. I'm not Buddha yet because due to my distractions. So
Shambhala, you are the
wondering. So that's why still I'm stuck here. Okay, so when I was young, we do the 21 drupchins 1 year. So that means lots. And go to different cities and towns, do the drupchins. Every drupchins go to 24 hours. But at that time, I don't know these teachings. Truly, honestly, I don't know anything. Zero education. I'm drawing that time. And so then, of course, always distraction. So, of course, the benefit here says it could be benefit less speech obscuration, but never ever going to take you to Buddhahood. So that's why when we chant, it's like if you single-pointedly focus, without distraction, one mantra is equal distracting 100 mantras. Not number is followed by this samadhi is more powerful accomplishments. That is why it is important to recite the mantra is in undistracted state of a single-pointed samadhi without wavering, keeping one's mind's intention on the deity, appearance, the mantra, mala, the rays of light emanating out and absorbing, and so forth. So then this is the talk about the mantra garlands. With distractions, not possible, you can create mantra garland. So without the distraction, could be you can do the mantra garland. So mantra garland means actually meditating. With the mind is without distraction and single-pointedly devoid, keeping one's mind's intention on the deity, appearance mantra, mala, the rays of light emanating out and reabsorbing, and so forth. So, and this right now, that part is only high practitioners can do. Could be Garjin what he can do. So we don't have to worry it because you cannot do that. We don't have that levels. So mantra garland is really hard. It's beautiful teaching. You can think about, okay, yeah, like ready is so great, but hard to really use this, mantra garland. You focus with the symbols, you forget deity. You focus the deity, you forget the symbols. Then you forget the light. You thinking about the moon days, you forget the sun. You got mantra rotten, you everything. When you can think about one, you see this generation stage, you just thinking about the moon days in front of you. So that also benefit. You only thinking about the sun days, that's also benefit. You only thinking about syllable, Hong syllable. So that's also benefit. Then just you cannot rotate and garlands mantras because you don't remember these all syllables. Example, Om Benza Sato Hong. You don't know how to write these syllables. Syllables like rotating means very hard to come image everything to you, but kind of a Hong syllable, something like that is. So only then goes home, but the like that is, that's it. Yeah. And the like that is, then you goes like to Buddhas, then you thinking about Buddha, but the like that is gone, it's okay. So Buddha, and then his like that is Buddha's image, you visualize like that is good. So good is this Buddha's image. It's very powerful. And we chant every morning, Buddha Shakyamuni, practicing, and just you image this thing about and his heart center like that. It's like, sometimes we have this the light, many different colors, kind of like, that kind of shining is hit to your heart. So in the end, that lights go to all the beings, like just much ever you can keep mentally. So that's okay. Be instead of a single pointed devotion and faith. So then when we chant this, when you recite the mantra, being a state of a single pointed devotion and faith, we need devotion and faith. Otherwise, just create the same as the movie, kids is doing like some the emanation. What is called the emanation or something? It's different kind of like you can watch in the cartoons. So like that, cartoon for kids watching, become you imagine it like that without a devotion. So long as you have devotions, even you don't have much clear visualize, very powerful. If you have very good visualize, but without devotion, it's not any powerful. That's I can tell you. So devotion is most important. Faith and devotion and faith. Rather than in a conceptual frame of mind that is trying to examine and analyze the mantra. So then you never ever try to interrupt it or translate into, trying to examine and analyze the mantra. Just chant with devotion. Don't think about why I have to chant this. Then you gone. When you chant in the mantra, why I have to chant this? Your connection is gone, lost. So analyzing, also no great at that time. Analyzing the mantra, examining, that's all not necessary. With devotion, then just chant, follow the teaching, whatever he says. Then you really connect with the Buddhas. That is not followed by the science, something, it's just different. It's spiritual connecting. Beyond the outer thoughts, analyze this, examine cannot recognize that. If you investigate in your mind, you cannot find your mind. Then you cannot say, I don't have mind. So like that, long as you analyze, examine, then you cannot see anything. Then you say, oh, no yadam deity, no future life, easily go to the nihilism. That's the reason, no need to analyze. This means not trying to reinterpret or translate into another language to the Dakini sculpt or mantra words. don't need to translation to other language. So we just chant the mantra what they has. This is called Dakini script, right? Dakini script. So that's why you cannot translate all mantra words. The all mantra is Sanskrit. Dakini script means that Sanskrit come from what is the first come from. Just have to leave it like that. And with Tibetan, we chant the mantra, but we don't translate. Example, Om Ahom Beza Gurupe Maside Hom. It's Sanskrit. The writing is Tibetan, but song pronunciation all is same Sanskrit. So now with English, writing English, but the meaning, the song is the same as the Sanskrit. Then this mantra we can explain, but you really can't get everything. That's why translation sometimes lose the connections and meanings. So don't get everything. That's why I say don't translate mantras. It's good is you just chant through the devotion. That's more power. And you can understand sometimes like translations, like we have Om Beda Sado Samaya Manupalaya have translation. What it means Om Beda Sado Samaya Manupalaya Om Beda Sado Tenova. But they don't really get everything. The 100% is they have maybe 5% only. Something. That's why I just have to chant. Words, which word prevented the accomplishment of the paranidhana? Something, I don't know. Great aspiration. And words of truth speaking by the master who codified that mantra. So this come from is master who codified that mantra means like who is free from speech obscurations. So that person, create mantras. Everyone okay? Can you hear? Yeah. Most often, the mantra that we recite as invocation to the deity, the calling the deity by name to rouse the awakening heart, mind of the deity. So we're calling the deity the awakening heart, mind of the deity. In actuality, for the wisdom deity, here is no difference between being called or not called, hearing or not hearing, near or far. So actually, Yidam deity means if you calling the deity, not calling the deity, doesn't matter, it's the same. They don't have far and close, near or far. However, when we recite the wisdom mantra, whose nature is Dharmakaya, the waking speech of all the Buddhas. So we waking our speech of all the Buddhas. We gradually enroot our obscuration until they are completely purified. So we purify our speech obscurations. The more our obscurations are removed, the closer we naturally fare to the resultant deity. And this is how the blessing of the wisdom deity enter into our mind streams. So we become more inclusive to our nature. So we more chant the mantra, you can discover your true nature. That means that you are become discovering we are own Yadam deity. That's the mantra recitation benefit. So then next is at the dissolution stage of the practice. So this is the dissolution practice. Yadam deity, this whole, the idea practice is, we are birth, we are living, we are dying. So purifying birth karmic imprints, purify all this, we are living in the samsara's karmic imprints, purifying death karmic imprints. So this dissolution is purifying death karmic imprints. And remove death karma, remove samsara living karma, remove birth karma. So that's why it's have to completely practice means generation. We have to visualize that is a seed. It is a syllable transformed to the Buddha. That's why we chant Om So Bhava Siddha Savadhamma, emptiness, syllable transformed to Buddha. So that is purified birth karma imprint. Then we all this visualization is like during the samsara, we birth to enter, die, all this karma is purifying. So this one is death karmic imprint is purifying. Dissolution is. At the dissolution stage of the practice, if you are doing on accomplishment practice, Tibetan called drupa, and you have a visualization in front, draw in the visualization to stabilize its wisdom principle in your support or representation. If you have one, so when we practice drupa means that time you visualize in front. Maybe we have the mandala in front with us. So that all this deity is dissolved to the mandala. If you have like statue, tankas, like visualize all these deities dissolved to statue and the tanka. So that's also possible too. That's why here says, and you have a visualization in front, draw in the visualization to stabilize its wisdom presence in a support or representation. If you have one, if you have like tanka statues and a mandala, so in front of visualization or dissolve to that. This also like blessing to your tanka and the blessing to your statues too. Become called special object means like when you practicing all this dissolve to visualizations, dissolve to statue and the tanka. If you do not have a visualization in front, simply invite the wisdom deity to dissolve into the expanse of Dharma Dhatu, the basic space of phenomena. Then front visualization that you visualize whatever you in the front of Buddha that dissolve to in space. So that means like go into Dharma Dhatu, empty nature. Then you meditate, stay in the natural mind. Or the same Dharma Dhatu, the basic space of phenomena, or the samaya beings dissolve into the self-visualization. And then also another way, or the samaya beings. Samaya beings means like we are all these sentient beings. Or the samaya beings dissolve into the self-visualization. Every beings dissolve to us. Because we visualize ourselves as a Yadam deity. And all sentient beings dissolve to us. Self-visualization. If you are only drawing a self-visualization, since one's own inner wisdom knowing never departs anywhere, visualize according to the dissolution stage of the practice takes and dissolve the entire universe and all within back into light. So then here is like sharing many different kind of dissolutions. So only you're doing self-visualization, yourself, visualize Buddha. Then that means we are always Buddha. You're not really to dissolve to anything. That's also correct. Like you have to visualize in front Buddha and the Quran or somewhere else. You can dissolve to you, but you visualize yourself as a Buddha, and then just that means like you are in the true nature. You're nothing to dissolve to anything. Just recognize that. That's also possible. He says, or if you are only doing a self-visualization, since one's own in it to wisdom, knowing never departs anywhere. So our true nature is never go away. Visualize according to the dissolution stage of the practice text. So according to text, always have different sadhana has a little bit different, slightly different dissolutions, and dissolve the entire universe. All the entire universe are dissolved, and all within back into light. So all universes become transformed to light. Sometimes we do like that. This dissolve into the immeasurable deity palace. See, become universal is all transformed to the light. The light is dissolved into the Yadam deity's palace, into immeasurable deity palace. The immeasurable deity palace gradually dissolves from the outside in and is absorbed into the deity in the retinue. So this is a follow generally, mostly sadhana like this. And we already visualize all this universal is purely visualize the house is Yadam deity's palace, and visualize ourselves as a deity. So no universal is dissolved to palace, palace is dissolved to the retinues, retinues dissolved to the main Yadam deity. Outside deity palace and gradually dissolve from the outside and is absorbed into the deities in the retinue. The retinue dissolve also absorb and are absorbed into the central deities, mean Buddha, in non-drawn union. The female deity dissolve into the male deity. The male deity dissolve and is absorbed into the wisdom deity, Sanskrit and Jana Satava. So me deity has also sometimes like visualize. Example, Varjakalaya and visualize Varjasava, very small tiny in the Varjakalaya heart. So Varjakalaya is dissolved to Varjasava. So that's some sadhana has like that. So that's why it's called, not always have like this way. The main deity dissolve in the heart. The wisdom deity then gradually dissolve into the mantra mala. So that deity, wisdom deity is dissolved to mala mantra, which dissolve into the central C syllables. Central syllables usually home syllable, or samadhi satava. Place your awareness there on the C syllable. It too dissolve gradually from the bottom up until the very top of the last then stand of the nada. Then this to dissolve into open space, emptiness without any constructs, resting naturally in this nature for as long as you are able. So then you meditate. So that's called dissolution completion stage. This is the completion stage. Then you go into the meditate, stay in the nature, rest naturally in the nature for as long as you are able. So that's all is the finish the generation stage. In this dissolution stage, little bit complicated maybe, but it's they have different choices because followed by different visualizations. And this also give you like not always one way, not always my way is a hard way. Yeah. kind of ways solutions followed by the sadhana. So some like, oh, you're wrong, get from this, that is a lesson, and they have many different kind of ways dissolution, not only one way. Also, this visualization also have different according to sadhanas, and not always one way to follow. And main point, this generation stage actually cover all these Yadam-Deti sadhanas. Then you go to specific sadhana, you understand. So otherwise you get a lot confused. Even we learn whole life Vajrayana teaching, we never finish, study, understanding whole thing, not possible. So until enlightenment, when true omniscient wisdom arises, then you understand. Until that, we don't know. That's why we cannot say, oh, I know, you don't know. Okay, so we are learning, we know some part, so we know in this part of generation stage, so we know where we're going. So we know which direction we're going. They have many different roads. We have no one road. So we're taking that roads, no mistake. We get the direction. Some other people can take many different directions. They get the same place. So we cannot say they went to wrong direction. Okay, so that's a screen share. Dedication. Deity Yoga Sadhana, I'm not sure which page. Kaju lineage. Dedication prayer. Which page? 157. Dorjen Chang Deloba Naroba Marba Malareba Dharma Lord Gamboba Pamotuba and Lord Digomba. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessing of all the Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience by defeating all enemies confusion. May all who towers on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is unborn may it arise, where it is born may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray that the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities are purified and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, the Vero realized the ultimate state, and as did Samadabada, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the true unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the invisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By this virtue collected in the three times, by my seven all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in the rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Digompa Ranashiri, who is omniscient, Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, meditation, until the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om everyone. Internet is like a little bit posting, right? Sometimes like that here. There's something to hear. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes, Tempura, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, let me your question first. Everyone love your question. Yes. You mute Lame.
Well, Kempula, you say something about only Gachen Namboche can do it, like some of those really difficult chanting and of the garland. So if we are the Buddha, if we visualize ourselves as Gachen Namboche, can we do it?
Yeah, that's a good way to do for beginners. No mistake.
Okay.
Yes.
But we might not be able to do it. Well, I was still thinking about your answer about divine pine, and I'm still thinking about the positive is the Buddha's divine pine, and the negative as sentient beings, egoistic pride. But how do we, from the outside, to distinguish, and how do we distinguish inside that? If I have confidence, I believe I am the Buddha, and I believe you are the Buddha. And if I believe all sentient beings are the Buddha, so if that's the case, that everyone is equal, where do the pride come from? We are all equal if that's way, isn't it? When we say that we are all the Buddha, we are all. So why do you have pride? You are just equal to everyone else. Because everyone else is Buddha.
So many people don't have that. Also, we have a karmic imprint. Even you don't think that, but we have a karma, ego karmas, previous life, karmic imprints. That's we have to remove.
So we already are Buddha, but we have too much dirt on us. So our work is to get rid of the dirt, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. You see, this generation stage, visualization is it's not easy. I told you when I wrote this book, and Garjin Rinpoche shared twice this one. When we talk about this deity's eyeballs and clearly visualize, he said, why you put this one so hard? No one can do this, he told me. So I said, no, it's all the, like essence of Vajrayana teaching has this. I didn't create this, just bring the more important part there. So he said, if you tell this, no one can do this. He told me that, that's hard to do anyone, like bring all this visualize very clearly, really hard. Do you? Yeah, not easy, right? But I told the last couple of weeks, long as you have a devotion and you use this special object, and they always think the Buddha, what are you doing, which yadam that you practice, you always think that is in front of you. So long as you have that, that's also good connecting.
Okay. I have a question, Kambula. When you say about forethought, it's for the when you say about practice forethought, it's like eating breakfast. You do it every day. But later when I ask you and you said that we are not talking about forethought here, we are talking about secret teaching, the Vajra teaching, the inner, not the inner, the secret teaching. So it's not related to the forethought. Do we do the forethought, still doing the forethought, and then go to the Vajra teaching? Or when we are doing the Vajra teaching, like the Mahamudra and all those things, we don't need to do forethought. Or forethought is every day like breakfast.
Forethought meditation. Yes. Yeah. If you have a very strong renunciation samsara, then you never stop practicing yadam dedi, then forethought result is there.
So already there, you don't have to practice it.
I cannot say you don't have to practice. I cannot say yes or not. So when you eat the food, the salt is already there, or maybe sugar is already in there because your food is delicious.
I agree with you, Kempola. My food is delicious.
Yeah, then you say I have to eat sugar or not. Sugar could be there because it's delicious, right? When you practice the deity, it's like you have connecting and you cannot stop that. Then you have already there 4 thoughts.
But when you were saying the Vajrayana meditation is different from the four-fold recitation, it seems four-fold is a step one by one go to the Vajrayana and the Vajra practice. So because it's no mind, no distinguish, and no analytical, and it's directly go to the Mahamudra, then you don't have four-fold, isn't it? During that time?
Result is there, but maybe you not doing exactly what 4 thoughts meditation, but it's there. Together.
To me, I feel Kempola, I feel four-fold is very, very easy because it's the base.
Yeah, like seeds become, the seeds is transformed to the flower. So that time seeds is there or not?
The seed disappear when they become a flower.
So seeds is transformed to the flower, right?
Yes.
Okay, 4 thoughts is transformed to the deities. Deity is transformed to the Mahamudra then.
Okay, now I understand. So mainly it's a transformation. It's not about step by step because
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of understand. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the example is the jewelry, very special jewelry, and hoarding by ordinary people. And then they say, okay, this ordinary people has that. Then the coin, right? Coin, the king's wife has, so then it's become more special. So then they hold by the king. So you say, oh, it's king's. This is a king's jewelry. More treasure, more special, like that. Jewelry is just same, but it's different owners owned.
Okay.
So like that.
But it's much easier to practice four-fold because you can follow that the samsara, the precious human being, the effect of the samsara, the impermanent cause and effect, and all those. But the Vajrayana, the Mahamudra is very difficult because it's no language to describe, so there's no letter and nothing you can climb up. Yeah. Isn't it true?
Yes, it's true, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so now next is Melissa.
Thank you, Kempola, so much. Wonderful questions, Lamin. Thank you. Okay, so yes, different sadhanas have different dissolution. However, when you talked about the dissolution of mixing generation dissolution with Mahamudra, so there is no dissolving. There's no arising and no dissolving, right? From that point of view, isn't that the root of all the dissolutions? In other words, in a perfect world, we should always meditate that the dissolution is non-existent when we're doing the dissolution. That there's no arising and dissolution. We should always mix our dissolution with this practice. This, even though there's different dissolutions, ideally, we need to think this dissolution does not exist.
Yes, so that's also yes. We can say yes. Dissolution is not exist. That's why we go into completion stage. Dissolution. So dissolution is exist, yes, because the generation stage you have to dissolve that. When you visualize, you have to dissolve.
But in Mahamudra, there is no arising or dissolution, right?
That's Mahamudra, but generation stage, long as you visualize, you have to dissolve.
Okay.
Long
All right,
as
thank
you have any food, you have to go restaurant.
Okay, but ideally, should we mix this
Yeah.
generation
Then dissolve to
arising and
somewhere else.
dissolution?
Then we don't care about what happening after that. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. But ideally, we want to always, even if we're doing generation stage, don't we always ideally want to mix it with Mahamudra and be aware that there is no arising and dissolution with whatever dissolution we're doing?
So that's
Isn't that
follow the sadhana individual person.
okay.
We don't have one question for everyone. You do like that, you know. It's some people maybe have a Mahamudra practitioners. They're practicing Yadam Jati. So they're using the Mahamudra meditating with practice generation stage.
Okay.
Some people know any idea Mahamudra, but they're practicing this generation stage. So it's totally different.
Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you.
Okay. So
Thank
now
you.
next, David, DV. You mute.
There. Hi, Kempo. Thank you. I have a question about enlightened speech. And is enlightened speech really only speech that works to benefit sentient beings?
Can you say again?
Sure. My question is about enlightened speech. And is it correct to say that enlightened speech is speech that only is to help or to benefit sentient beings, and other speech is a waste of time? Like you say, people talk and talk and talk.
Enlightened speech, yes, it's a waking. Take to enlightened. The enlightened speech benefit just temporarily. Of course, ordinary words benefit too. So you say some nice words for others, they're happy, joy, right? And you can benefit many people like using you good words, politely saying good, true, yeah, good heart, saying the all words benefit. But we cannot say that create enlightened speech. They create good karma. Yes, future maybe you have really good voice. And you can many languages easily learn. Many talented your voice. So that is always a samsara, like you saying good words, true words there. They can make karma benefits. But that not take you to enlightened speech. Only mantra create enlightened speech. Prayer create enlightened speech.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kempo.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. So now we finish your questions. Thank you, everyone. See you next week. Next week is more easy, very easy. It's most easy one. So no, we get a result. It's not so hard on the path. No, so we enjoy next week starting. That's it. Completion stage. Yes. Most important for next week. Maybe not important the next week. Yes. Okay.
Thank
Talk
you,
to Jay.
Kempo.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Kempola.
Kempola.
Bye. Have a good day.
Saga.
Bye-bye,
Have a good
everyone. Thank you,
See
everyone.
you.
Thank you, beautiful Sangha. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.